experience by one of the viewers, Alex. The Jungle's Embrace. My name is Alex and I love hiking. Last summer, I took a trip to explore a jungle in South America. I thought I was prepared for anything, with my backpack full of supplies and a map in hand. But nothing could have prepared me for what happened. The first few days were amazing. The jungle was alive with vibrant colors and sounds. Birds with bright feathers darted through the trees, and monkeys chattered from the branches. I felt like I was in another world, but on the fourth day, everything changed. I woke up early and started hiking, eager to see more. I followed a narrow path that wound deeper into the jungle. The further I went, the thicker the foliage became. It was getting harder to see the sky through the dense canopy of leaves. By midday, I realized I had wandered off the trail. The path had disappeared, swallowed up by the jungle. Panic set in as I tried to find my way back. I checked my map and compass, but they didn't seem to make sense anymore. Every direction looked the same. I called out, hoping someone would hear me, but the only answer was the distant call of a bird. I was alone. As the sun began to set, I decided to set up camp for the night. I built a small fire, hoping it would keep any wild animals away. The darkness closed in around me, and the jungle seemed to come alive with strange sounds. I barely slept, jumping at every rustle and snap in the underbrush. The next day, I continued to search for the trail, but it was no use. I was only getting more lost. My food and water supplies were running low, and the oppressive heat and humidity were draining my energy. The jungle, which had seemed so beautiful, now felt like a living entity determined to keep me trapped. On the fifth night, as I sat by my dwindling fire, I heard a strange noise. It was a low, guttural growl, like any animal I had ever heard. My heart pounded as I shone my flashlight into the darkness, but I couldn't see anything. The growl came again, closer this time. I knew I had to move. I grabbed my backpack and started walking, trying to put as much distance as possible between me and whatever was out there. The jungle seemed to close in around me, the trees and vines forming a labyrinth. I stumbled through the darkness, my flashlight casting eerie shadows. Suddenly, I tripped over something and fell to the ground. When I looked up, I saw a pair of glowing eyes staring at me from the bushes. The growl came again, and I realized it was right behind me. I scrambled to my feet and ran, not caring where I was going. I ran until I couldn't run anymore, my legs burning and my lungs gasping for air. I collapsed by a large tree, trying to catch my breath. The jungle was silent again, but I knew I wasn't alone. I could feel eyes watching me from the shadows. I decided to climb the tree, hoping to get a better view of my surroundings. As I climbed higher, the jungle opened up beneath me. I could see for miles, but there was no sign of civilization. I was completely lost and alone. As I settled into a branch to rest, I heard a soft whisper. It sounded like my name, carried on the wind. I told myself it was just my imagination, but the whisper came again, louder this time. Alex, come to us. I looked down and saw figures moving through the trees. They were human-like, but their eyes glowed with an unnatural light. They seemed to float above the ground, their movements smooth and silent. Panic surged through me as I realized they were coming for me. I climbed higher, but the branches began to shake. The figures were at the base of the tree, reaching up with long, shadowy arms. I felt a cold hand brush against my leg, and I kicked out, trying to climb faster. But then the tree itself seemed to come alive. The branches twisted and curled around me, trapping me in place. The figures climbed up the tree effortlessly, their glowing eyes fixed on me. I screamed, but no sound came out. The jungle swallowed my cries. As they reached me, I felt a sharp pain in my chest. I looked down and saw a long, thin vine piercing my skin, wrapping around my heart. The figures leaned in close, their faces inches from mine. They whispered in unison, "You belong to the jungle now." Everything went black, and I felt myself falling, sinking into the earth. The jungle had claimed me, and I knew I would never escape. If you ever find yourself in the jungle, remember my story. Some places are not meant to be explored, and some paths should never be taken. This story was written on a letter that one of our viewers had found in the jungle. Thanks to the viewer for sending us this letter. Thanks for watching.